Apple's September event is going live shortly. We expect many new hardware releases from Apple, including the iPhone 13, the Apple Watch Series 7, the long-awaited redesigned iPad mini, the M1X Max, and the iPad Nothing. So today I'm going to go in depth telling you about what you should realistically expect at Apple's September event. Starting with the main event, the iPhone 13/12s is rumored to come in all the same size chassis as the iPhone 12 series, meaning that there will be a 13, a 13 Pro, a 13 Pro Max, and, despite it selling terribly, an iPhone 13 mini. The selling point of this line of iPhones that have the Pro name will be the ProMotion display, which means that Apple will be using an LTPO display so the iPhone can adjust from 120 Hz of refresh rate down to only 1 Hz. This allows the iPhone to have an always-on display, which will display all the essentials such as the time, weather, and more while saving battery life. This 120 Hz display, on the other hand, will make animations such as scrolling, opening apps, and playing games a much smoother experience. To accommodate this power-hungry 120 Hz refresh rate, Apple is rumored to make the batteries larger, 7% larger for the mini and up to 15% larger for the iPhone 13 Pro Max, which will help the battery life. In addition, the camera on the non-Pro iPhones is rumored to getting a diagonal look, which means that the iPhone 13 and the 13 mini will be getting sensor shift stabilization, meaning that all the iPhones in the iPhone 13 lineup will have the sensor shift, which means that the sensor can actually move instead of having it software locked. Also, these cameras will be getting a portrait video which will be exclusive on the iPhone 13 Pros and Pro Maxes, since they have the LiDAR scanner. The camera on the iPhone 13 will be getting all the cool features of the iPhone 12 Pro Max, including a larger 1.7 nanometer megapixel and more zooming. Keep in mind that you will need to go for one of the Pro machines if you want the telephoto camera. The Pro models will also be getting larger lenses for higher quality photos and videos. Subsequently, MagSafe will be getting stronger, as the current version of MagSafe has many customers unsatisfied because the magnets are not strong enough. Of course, it would come from the A15 chip, but pricing will remain the same as the iPhone 12s. The iPhone 13 is also rumored to have a smaller notch, meaning more screen, and the earpiece will move to the top of the display. John Prosser has leaked the new Apple Watch Series 7 with the new redesign, with the flat edges matching up with the new iPad Pros, iPhone 12s, and Pro Display XDR. Also, the leaked S7 chip, which will have a double-sided SoC, meaning that it would take less space on the chassis, making more room for a larger battery, resulting in more battery life. This means that this Apple Watch will not be getting blood glucose monitoring, which is still delayed a few years into the future. These products have a high chance of being in the Apple event, but the following products will basically be an uncertain rumor. A fascinating rumor is that this iPad mini might get the A15 chip instead of the A14 in the current iPad Air. This is pretty fascinating since the iPad mini is basically a shrunken down version of the iPad Air, so it would kind of make no sense to just put a faster chip in the iPad mini while the iPad Air will still get a slower chip at a higher price tag. Also, this iPad mini will be getting a redesign, and it would be basically the same as the iPad Air 4, and the only thing that's uncertain is if it would be getting an A14 chip or an A15 chip. This means that the iPad mini will be getting slim uniform bezels around the 8.5-inch display, Touch ID in the power button, flat edges, Apple Pencil 2nd generation, and the long-awaited USB-C port. If this iPad mini becomes a reality, it would be the perfect device for many people since it would be larger than a phone but not as large and hard to carry as a laptop. The iPad Nothing or 9th Gen will also be redesigned, but not to the current design of the iPad Air, Pro, and upcoming minis. For starters, it would be getting the A13 chip, which will be a spec bump from the A12 chip. It would basically be an iPad Air 3rd generation otherwise, with a laminated display, slimmer bezels, 10.5-inch display, thinner chassis, and True Tone. The M1X MacBook Pros and Mac Minis are the least, probability, if that's a word, to be expected to be announced at the September event, because they're expected to be announced at the October or November event. Because there's already a lot of products in this event, including the iPhone 13, the Apple Watch Series 6, the iPad mini, and the normal iPad. This means that these MacBooks will basically not come in the September event, although they are ready to be announced. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.